ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, nerdlings of all ages, Jorisar here, and welcome. I have a pretty special video for you today, because Overwatch has been released for just under a month now, and coincidentally it was released towards the end of a month when I would be expecting my paycheck. And I dumped quite a lot of that paycheck shortly after Overwatch launch into the Blizzard gear store, and promptly returned with this. Now, it's not quite an Overwatch loot box, I admit, but it is a box, and it does have Blizzard's logo on it, and inside has a number of items of swag. And I'm particularly interested in unboxing some of this with you today, because when I was researching on the Blizzard gear store, I had to decide what to pick and choose. I couldn't buy everything, it would genuinely break the bank. So I picked and chose what I thought were my Overwatch favorites, and I noticed that on some of these items, a lot of people were asking questions. Some about size, some about material, some about construction. So I'm going to get to open up this box, show you what I've got inside, and hopefully answer some of your questions about what these goodies actually look, feel, and function like. So let's get to it and open these up. So this is the Soldier 76 men's tee. Now, I really liked this. I preferred it in the dark color so that the visor actually shows up the most. On the back, it's got an Overwatch logo, as you can see. And the design is fairly minimalist, but I think that's what actually makes it stand out, and that's why I liked it in the first place. In terms of length, it comes up to just past where my waist is. This is the large size shirt. I'm 5'10", or 178 centimeters if you're using metric. I weigh 85 kilos, give or take, or roughly 185 pounds, and this fits very nicely on me. It's not baggy, it's not super slim fit, it's just perfect. And I'm really enjoying it, and this is actually one of the 2 hero shirts that I bought. I couldn't actually buy everything, I had to pick and choose, and I've only picked 2, so let me show you what the other one is. Bastion, because why not? Now, I do have a little bit of a problem with this shirt, but luckily it's got nothing to do with wearing it. It does mess with the green screen a little bit. As you can see, I don't have a big gaping hole in the middle of my chest. These bits around Bastion's eye here are actually dark green and a little bit darker than you'd get on the green screen material. It's just enough to be a pain when it comes to broadcasting, but that's fine. I really love this t-shirt. It's a lighter color compared to the darker one I got for Soldier 76. I had to pick only 2 heroes because I couldn't afford to buy everything. Soldier 76 was the first hero I played extensively during the beta, so I really liked him. Bastion, I just like the design of this, and I love featuring the bird as well on his head. So this is the one I fell in love with. And before we get into anything else in terms of jackets or stuff like that, I have a third and final t-shirt to show you from the loot box I bought from Blizzard. So I'll be right back. This is the t-shirt that I was particularly excited about before I ever looked at any individual heroes. It has all 21 of the heroes in Overwatch, and there might be more in the future, you never know, displayed with their in-game icons on one shirt. I think this looks fantastic, and I knew I had to have it as soon as I spotted it in the gear store. It also has a larger Overwatch logo on the back, and it's just generally great. It's exactly the same fit as the others, of course, and on me, I think the large suits absolutely perfectly. Now, heading into what I'm about to open next, I actually got both of the jackets that were the biggest bestsellers in the Blizzard gear store. I have the hooded jacket and the track jacket, and I'm going to be trying both of those on, and I know you guys had a lot of questions about sizing for these jackets as well, so bearing in mind I'm a large, I hope I can give you a bit of context around that. Let's go ahead and check them out. Alright, here come the heavy hitters. This is the Overwatch track jacket. Now, I got it in a grey, so that it can suit light colors like I'm wearing now, or potentially the darker colors like if I wore it in conjunction with Soldier 76. And the first thing to say about it is it's extremely comfy. The material inside, you won't be able to see it on the video, so I'll just tell you about it, but it's a soft velvety cotton on the inside of the sleeves, and on the inside on the torso as well. And it actually feels really comfortable to wear. There were 2 things in the comments on this product, though, that did make me think a little bit. The first is that size matters, and the sizing on this really is slightly different compared to the t-shirts. I've ordered a large, and as you can see on the sleeves, it's a little bit baggy here. It's not hugely baggy, and I can definitely get away with it, but it's also not the snuggest fit in the world. And if I zip this up, I'm going to go ahead and show you the sizing as far as length is concerned. It's actually a good length. It gets down to just below my waist. It's around the same length as the t-shirts, but the sleeves feel like they're a little bit long compared to the t-shirts, which, depending on how you like your cut, the sleeves on those are arguably slightly shorter than you'd normally find. So that's something worth noting. It depends on personal preference. I personally don't mind stuff that's too baggy, and because this is really comfortable, but also it's not like super winter thick, in the winter, if I was to wear this out, I might have 1 or 2 extra layers underneath anyway, and when I do that, maybe this will actually feel a lot more snug, because it does get quite cold where I live. So I'm not too bothered about it, actually, and in fact, I think a medium might mean that if I put another couple of layers on, it could be too thick. I don't know. It's going to be your personal preference, give and take, but just bear in mind the cutting on this is a bit larger than those for the t-shirts. On the back as well, you have a Blizzard logo, as opposed to an Overwatch logo, and of course you have the logo all over the sleeve on the left-hand side. Really, really nice product. I really like it, and the size thing is important. If you think you're like a borderline medium large when you order the t-shirts, for example, 100% you'd want a medium on this track jacket. The second thing that people mentioned is the zipper itself. I'm not going to be able to show you a close-up here. What I will say is the zipper is completely fine and fit for purpose. You do get some jackets, I'm sure you guys have seen the ones I'm talking about, where the zip is upgraded and it's like extra large, or the zip, the things that line the zip itself are like extra protected and they're larger and it just feels super smooth. This zip is not like that. It's basically just a straight up ordinary zip. But that said, I don't think we should give too much flack because a straight up ordinary zip still works completely fine. It looks great. I've got no queries with the product at the moment. Obviously, if this ends up breaking a month or 2 later, that's going to suck, but it doesn't feel like it's about to give. It's reasonably smooth without being super smooth, and it does still feel solid. So I'm actually okay with the zipper, and I wouldn't worry too much about it if I were you. I wouldn't necessarily be looking for this to be like, you know, waterproof, windproof, super outdoors jacket. If that was the case, I'd care a bit more about the zipper. But as it stands, casual jacket, super comfy, a little bit on the large side, no problems with the zipper. I've got the other jacket to show you as well, the hooded one. Let's go and check that out. And this, ladies and gentlemen, is undoubtedly the pièce de la résistance, as Widowmaker would say. This is the Overwatch hooded jacket. And the first things to say, it's really, really beautiful. It's great looking. We have the dark grey on the sleeves with the logo and the black front. The logo is not screen printed on, it's embroidered on. It's super solid. And if I go ahead and click these shut as well, oh, that's going to take a little while. This is very, very new. They're actually popping into place very slowly. But we will get there, even if I have to hurt myself while doing so. This is a lot slimmer in terms of fit than the track jacket. So this is also a large. Everything I bought was in a large. As far as length is concerned, once again, they've nailed it. It's slightly longer than my waist. And yeah, I just absolutely love the look and feel of this. It doesn't feel too slim fit, although it is slightly tighter fitting than the t-shirts at the large size. It doesn't feel baggy. The sleeves are the slightest bit long. They're a little bit shorter than the sleeves on the track jacket, or that's the way it feels anyway. And you have the hood. Now the hood, oh, hello, doesn't quite come all the way out, so I'm not expecting this to protect me from any wind or rain that, you know, decides to come at me horizontally, but it is good from a fashion statement point of view. And on the back, you've got the full-on Overwatch logo. I really like this. This is possibly my favorite item from the Blizzard Gear store for Overwatch across everything. I really, really love it. And just to add a little bit of style to it as well, I love the orange detailing on the pockets as well. So inside, they're the Overwatch orange, and it looks absolutely fantastic. It's just a nice little accent on the jacket as well. So out of everything I've bought, I really, really like this the most as a clothing item. I think that if you're a large in the t-shirts, you're 100% a large on this, but you might be a medium on the track jacket. So just to give you guys an indication of where the cutting looks like on those products. But otherwise, I'm extremely happy with this. And before I go, I'm going to leave you taking a look at one other thing that was in my shopping basket that wasn't clothing. See you in a sec. Finally, I got this because how could I not? I love the look of the Overwatch backpack, and alongside the hooded jacket, this is possibly the other item that I knew, regardless of what else I got, I was going to have. It's embroidered on the outside, so it looks beautiful. Plenty of compartments for you to store your stuff. It has a thin bit, but a lot of backpacks have zero, by the way, of breathable padding on the back as well. So if you wear it and for any reason you work up a little bit of a sweat, it's going to be easier for this not to be all sticky and when you get home. So that's great. And the handle is very, very wide, which is actually quite nice. You're able to comfortably hold it. It's not like, oh, I can only grab this with 2 fingers. You can definitely give it a good yank. So that's great. We have some rather thin water bottle-esque sort of pouches on the edge there. They're not going to be the most useful because they are actually quite thin, but you can stick, you know, not like a 2-liter water bottle or something like that, but definitely a small sports drink or something like that can fit inside. So the compartments inside, the front compartment contains lots and lots of stuff. Basically your standard sort of pens, small compartments, and convenient hook there if you actually wanted to attach anything like a key. And you can see all the lining on the inside are the little hero logos that actually were on the other shirt that I had as well. So this is very, very beautifully made. There is one thing I would caution everyone against though, and that is putting sharp objects in this bag. So I'm going to show you in the larger compartments in the hopes that actually it's a bigger, or better rather, illustration. But as you can see here, the fabric with the hero icons on them is actually quite thin. This isn't a problem because it does feel like tough plastic, by the way. I'm yanking on this and I'm okay. But what I would say is if you accidentally get a small tear in it, it's going to suck a little bit because it's not a plain color, it's a patterned background. So it is worth just taking extra care and not sort of just shoving everything in there at once, maybe having a think before you use it. The other thing I would mention as well, I love the detailing on this zip. You can see there's like a little Overwatch sort of rubber ring there, which is great. But the bit that connects it to the rest of the zip, this little U right there, I'm not 100% certain that's the strongest bit of metal in the world. I've taken a look at it and it looks completely fine. What I wouldn't do is run up to the bag and go, huh, and zip something shut. Because if one of those were to break, that would make me very sad. So that's the only thing to watch out for. In the rear as well, and I like this because it means it's very difficult for someone to open it while it's still on your back because it's attached to the straps, is a laptop compartment. And there you go, there's the Blizzard logo in there as well. But again, one thing to note is that at the bottom here really is the bottom of the bag. Like you can feel it on the bottom. So I wouldn't just plonk your laptop in and leave it there, because if you accidentally set your bag down like this, you're going to hear a thunk, and that's going to be your laptop, admittedly through the bottom of the bag, but it's not going to be the thickest thing in the world. It's like pretty standard. So what you would want to do if you were sticking your laptop in here as well is possibly also put your laptop in a protective sleeve. Otherwise, just make sure you never set your bag down particularly hard. But I love this bag, I love the lining, the orange detailing is fantastic, and I wouldn't have traded it for the world. I'm really in love with this bag, and I'm very, very happy that it has come part of my loot box here from the Blizzard Gear Store. So that's it from me, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you've enjoyed this video and it's helped you as well. I got to try out a whole bunch of the large size merchandise from the Blizzard Gear Store. We checked out the Heroes t-shirts, we checked out the Icons t-shirt, we checked out both the track and the hooded jacket, and we also took a look at the Overwatch backpack. Make sure you like and subscribe to the video and the channel if you've enjoyed this, and go ahead and follow me on Twitter and like me on Facebook as well. I'll see you next time for more Overwatch content, including some of the epic plays that you see here over to your right hand side. Take care, and I'll see you soon.